Hello,
today
Ben.
we're down sunny Sarah
Oh, thank you for having me.
and with AJ Strange. Hi, I'm Paul Rushworth-Brown. Today I'm sitting here with wonderful Shannon Kelly, who's written a wonderful children's book called Runika and the Six-sided Spellbooks.
Hi, nice to be here.
And tell us about your book.
So Runika and the Six-sided Spellbooks it's a middle grade kids book. It's about a girl from the streets who kind of has to, well, she knows how to survive on the streets with her pet cat, but what she doesn't know how to do is kind of make friends and all of that sort of stuff. So while she is really clever, really powerful in kind of magic, what she doesn't know how to do is get along.
Okay, wonderful. So what age group would this be?
Probably, well, it's written to about 9 to 11 years old. The main character's 14, but I think really if you grew up with middle grade books, like Harry Potter is obviously the example everyone uses, it's kind of for anyone who loves that middle grade fantasy adventure.
Wonderful. Now, Runika, tell me about, how do you come up with a name like Runika?
Well, the magic in Runika involves using kind of runes that spring up in the air around them, and so Runika is a bit of a play on the word rune.
Okay.
I mean, that's fairly straightforward, I guess, but for the rest of the characters, I wanted to kind of use a diverse range of names without kind of making them stereotypical to what you would think that they would be.
Okay, now, excuse my ignorance, but what is a rune?
Okay, so kind of like Norse runes, an alternative alphabet. It looks mystical and it may be unfamiliar, and so a little bit magical in a way.
And to write a novel like this, how long would it take you?
Runika took me maybe 2 months to plot, 6 months to write, and another year to edit.
Okay. And obviously, wonderful cover. I just love the colours.
Oh, yes, I have a wonderful illustrator, Tyler Johnson, who did that one for me.
Okay, wonderful. Now, tell me about your artistic process with obviously your artistic process. Most authors have a different type of artistic process. When I write, I don't plan anything. Tell me about yours.
Well, so Runika was a bit different because it started as a board game, and I had created this, I kickstarted it, and I wanted to give my backers something a little bit more, and so I was writing a book alongside it. And so it kind of came out of bite-sized stories in that old, like, Pulp Fiction style. And after the Kickstarter was finished, I packaged it together into a book, gave it to everybody else.
Okay, so a board game and a book.
Yes, yes.
What a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who would have thought about that?
Well, I did too much backstory for the board game, and so I ended up making a book out of it.
Now tell me, what's your, if you were to talk about the kryptonite for your writing, what would it be?
Well, I think what I discovered in the last couple of years is that I really need to be around people to get that kind of social rebuild up of my author batteries, and so kind of being locked around at home and not being able to leave the house, I actually found it quite difficult to write as opposed to what I thought, where I would be at home, a lot of free time. So I think probably my kryptonite would be just not being around people. Yeah.
Because obviously that's sort of like the engine that you use to write it.
Yeah. It feels a bit counterintuitive, but that was the case.
And if you were to talk about some common traps for, say, aspiring writers, what would you say?
I think it doesn't have to Perfect straight away. I certainly gave my Kickstarter backers a first draft of a lot of the chapters in it, and it was a good process because by the time I got to the end of it, I could look at it from a sort of broader perspective and an editorial eye, and I changed quite a bit. But I think if I had written it from the beginning to try and be perfect from the start, I might never have finished it.
Right. And you keep talking about backers, so how many backers do you have? I suppose sponsors almost.
Yeah, there were about 1,000 people who
Wow.
bought the board game,
Wow.
and so they all got a copy of the book.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Shannon, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today.
Yeah, likewise.